It struck me as we were talking to Nick, you weren't here for the comfort cruise to the playoff years. It's always been kind of a struggle when you were, 19 last year. It was kind of in doubt, but you missed the 15 and threes and 14 and four. So this is regular for you.
Yeah, I mean, every season's different, I don't the term comfort cruise is crazy because, there's so much work that goes into every week. And, every week is you're trying to go 1-0. So every season's its own thing. Every week is its own thing, requires its own preparation. And we are where we are right now.
How much do you think about the future and positioning for the playoffs and playoff potential?
You just can't get ahead of yourself. And I've been saying that this entire season whenever you guys talk to me. So, if you play the if, ands, and buts game in this business, you're going to drive yourself crazy and send yourself down a rabbit hole you don't want to go down. So what can we control? We can control our preparation this week. We've had a good week of preparation, and go out tomorrow and put it to the test.
Is that a thing where you're at now, you just don't even think about it, or you have to fight? Sometimes you have to fight just leaking into your mind.
Well, I think the biggest thing is people outside of our building want to talk about it. We are not talking about it within our building, right? So I think the biggest thing for us is kind of trying to block out that outside noise of what other people are saying and what they're thinking, because that ultimately doesn't matter, right? What matters is the work that we're putting in and the guys that we have in that locker room and our process to prepare.
What do you make of this Ottawa Red Blacks team?
I think they're a good team, and they've been in some tough games lately, some close games. They fight. They make some plays on defense, and we got to come out and execute tomorrow.
Talking with Drew Brown, he also mentioned that as he came back to these injuries and putting in the amount of work that you do, he seemed half acceptance, half exasperated. Like, how much work do you put in every week for one game? I think that's what's lost on the general public, is just how much work you put in every week.
I think the general public would be surprised to hear the amount of work that's put in, and especially, at the quarterback position. And, I know Drew has a great process to prepare too, because he's been around Zach. And I know what Zach puts into it, and I've incorporated a lot of what he does with his preparation into what I do. And so, it's not something, this is not a job where you clock in, clock out. This is a job where I am thinking about this constantly, and guys on this team are thinking about it constantly. I wake up and I've got ideas, and it's just something you can't turn off. But that's why I love this game, and that's why I love this position, because the preparation, the time, the energy that it requires, and that's why we have a team that, prepares the way that we do, because they love to be around each other and they love to put in the work.
It's interesting. I asked that question because you see the fans are disappointed after a result, but you're the one putting in the countless hours, the countless work. Like, how disappointed are you when you lose and put in all that work?
And trust me, we're disappointed. We want to win, and when you prepare the way that we do, it's disappointing when you don't. But this is a game of ups and downs, and whether it's injuries, whether it's wins and losses, whether it's whatever it is, you have to be able to bounce back from that, and you have to be able to learn from the results that you don't like and the results that you do like, get better, and apply that work to the next week. So although it is always extremely disappointing, trust me, we put in a lot of work to prepare and win, but that's not going to win every single game. I don't think it's ever happened in this league. So you have to be able to rebound from that, learn from those, and get better.
I asked Nick this question about playing a team. Like, there's no secret. Ottawa's 4-9. They're desperate. They need to win every game. And obviously, you played against these kind of opponents. Is there a different energy or focus that comes into a game? You're obviously calling for your playoff spot too, but when you know a team is pretty much on that edge, is there a different energy that comes into a game?
The way that I approach games and we do as a team is we're looking in the mirror. We're looking at where we are and what we need to do. We know they're a good team, and they've just had some tough losses, and that's the way of this game. Ball doesn't bounce your way, ball does bounce your way. So this is professional football. Every team is good, and you got to bring your A game and play your best to win, and so we know that. So that's where our focus is. It's on us and what we need to do to play well tomorrow.
Chris, you talked about the outside noise and maybe not listening to it. So what is the vibe in the room? What's the spirit like?
I think it's just focusing on our work and what we need to do, and putting all of our energy into that, and understanding whatever we need to do to get a win. Whatever that takes, whatever, that little bit of extra energy, that little bit of extra effort. We have guys that are willing to do that. So, that's where our focus is. That's where our energy is. And we know we got to empty the tank for 60 minutes to get it done tomorrow. And I know guys are willing to do that.